I'll leave the rest of this time open for questions if you'd like to ask me anything.
Have you met Shonda Rhimes?
No, I sat next to her at the Directors Guild dinner, and I told her how proud of her I was, and she said thank you very much. She now has the 10 o'clock slot for ABC on every night of the week for 1-hour dramas. With Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, and what's the third one? Grey's Anatomy. Great lady. Yep. Okay.
How's your work-life balance?
How's
your work-life balance?
Modern Family is an easier show to do because we're not a 1-hour drama with nights and blowing up things and stunts and all that crazy stuff. And because we shoot documentary style, our day is much shorter than most shows. Most TV shows run 12, 13-hour days of shooting. We only need about 8 because we don't have so much coverage, as you know from film class, like masters and then mid-size and then close-ups and turning around and relighting. Because we're documentary, we can't have any lights on the floor, so everything is done overhead in our stages, and usually when we go on location as well. And because the camera can zoom in and out and go different places and do what they call dirty fronts, like it's okay if we're catching someone from this angle, not the full-on face, because we don't care about close-ups. That's not funny to us. And fancy shots aren't funny, like big sweeping crane shots and all that. That's not funny. It's cinematic, but it's not funny. So we don't do anything that isn't like a person sitting in a camera in your living room taking your stuff. So it makes our day go very fast. I'm still there beyond that time that the crew leaves, like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, because there's always something going on with the episode I just shot, the one I'm currently shooting, or the one that's coming up next Monday. So it's about a 12 to 13 hour day every week. So it's about 7 in the morning till about 8 at night. But when you love it, it's like 4 hours go by at a time, and I look up and I go, oh, it's lunch already? Because if you love what you do, you don't care what time it is. Yes? Hey, how you doing?
Hi. I'll first like to say it's inspirational hearing you speak.
Oh, thank you.
And I want to know, because I have a vision board as well, and I want to know, how does it feel to look at a list and know that you accomplished everything on that list?
Like
you always think, and I want to know, do you always, like when something doesn't fit on the list, do you change it or you keep it on there? Because you still believe in it?
if I still want it, I keep it there, and I might add to it. But I don't ever give up on it, even if it seems like completely impossible, kind of a thing. I mean, winning an Emmy, come on, really. And there it was, because I had to I came in on the show as a production manager. I'm just the bean counter and, gripping electric and quit ordering so much crap and, why are we shooting so much this and that film, but now we don't film anymore, it's chips. And all those little things that, it's that person that's always running around with a clipboard going, no, you can't have that, kind of a thing. And then, little by little, because you do time and because you do have more to give to the show than just your creative, just your, stuff about keeping the budget and all that stuff. But I would be involved in, offer things to writers and things. Oh, okay. Because the creators of the show don't want to give a producer credit to somebody that's just shoveling coal into the ship to keep it running. They want somebody who's creatively involved, and in a way I am. They're just flabbergasted that they show up in Las Vegas, and I've gone there and prepped the whole thing, and it's ready, and no problem, shoot, do your thing, here's your hotel room, blah, blah, blah. It's like somebody's doing that, and it might not be a written word or a directing skill or something, but it's a piece of the show that they can't shoot without. So they recognize that, and in the 5th year I was given that title, which made me eligible for this. And I've been a producer before. I have producing credits, but obviously nothing worthy enough. I was on a movie for HBO called Dorothy Dandridge, which Halle Berry played the lead role. It was quite a big undertaking because it was through 4 decades of wardrobe changes, locations, music, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't get a producer credit on it. I was just a production manager, and it did get some nominations. I think she won, but no one else did. But that's as close as I've come to it before now, so. Stay with those things and reevaluate it. The vision board's a great idea. I'm telling you that it's a story I heard when I was a secretary. I'm on location in Lima, Ohio, doing the Attica prison revolt, and we're using a walled prison in Attica, Ohio, because there is one there. Lima, Ohio, because there is one there. and it looked like the one in Attica, New York. And so I'm there with some actors, and one of them was Anthony Zerbe was his name, but at the time, you wouldn't know he is now, he's not that famous. But we're all sitting in a bar after shooting one night, and he says, what do you want to do? Because I was a secretary to the producer, that's why I'm there. And I said, well, I want to produce. And he goes, then you're a producer. I said, well, no, I don't have the experience, I don't have the credits, no, you're a producer. And I said, well, how can you say that? And he said, when the President of the United States was 5 years old, he was the President of the United States. He was just waiting for the universe to catch up with him. I said, okay. He said, never lose that thought. Be a producer anywhere you are. What would a producer do in this situation? And then the world sees you that way, the universe sees you that way, your employers see you that way. And I'll be darned, it worked. Because after that, I got promoted to a little production executive at Moonlighting and stuff. And then every time something happened, I would say, I was new to this job. I had just been a coordinator. I didn't know how to do management stuff. And I had mentors, which is, I highly recommend to everybody when you find your given path. And I would say, what would he do? Or I would ask him, what would you do? Because you don't have to know the answer to something as long as you can find out where the answer is and say, I'll get back to you. And that is just whatever that is that you have on that vision board, you live in that. You just put it in the brain and smell it and think it and feel it and say, I used to pretend what it would be like to run up on a stage and get one of those. Really well. And I ended up needing that ability, so it was nice. So change it. Maybe change your mind about stuff and whatever, but always have something that's out there. Because it's getting there, that's the fun. It's not being there. Getting there, and you're just like, whoa, I did it. You know, once you're there, it's like, yeah, I did it. But not that feeling of, I did that. That's getting there. That's much better. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for being here, first of all. And I was wondering, is it typical that people are allowed to learn on the job and then work their way up, or are the higher-ups more typically turned off that you don't have those skills already on your resume?
No, I mean, entry-level positions, we love people that come right out of college or film schools to start in our entry-level position as production assistants. I always liked being on the lower rungs because I could watch. And I always looked for the people I never wanted to be like and the people I really liked and go, I'm going to be like her. And that's what I do sometimes when I get in a really flustered situation. Like I was a big admirer of Jacqueline Kennedy. And I thought, what would she do? She would never let him see you sweat. She would just sit there like, I got this, even though she's like, oh, God. And I would emulate things. If I didn't know what to do, I would just think, well, what would a person do that I admired in that position? And kind of go from there. But no, actually, we love the fact that you haven't been anywhere else and got bad habits from some other show or something like that, and we can mold you the way we want. I'm telling you, it's the interview of, I'll tell you an example. I do a I do a Skype with Syracuse University. They have a film class there, and my girlfriend teaches it. So one class in every semester, we Skype from my office at Modern Family. And I had because it's all about production management, so they want to learn like all the nuts and bolts. So my associate comes with me, and he and I are talking to this class. He mentioned he was from St. Louis and how he got out to LA and blah, blah, blah. So one of the kids in the class, because we give them our email addresses, said, can I stay in touch? And so the teacher gave them our address, and he starts corresponding with my associate who's from St. Louis, because this kid's from St. Louis, but he happened to be going to Syracuse. They talk back and forth and whatever, and he goes, by the way, I'm going to be moving out to LA soon. Oh, great, whatever. And the guy comes out, and wouldn't you know, we have an opening on the show. And we interview 3 other people that have come from other shows at Fox. They all know the drill. They know the studio. They know how it works. They've got experience. And he comes in, and he's so full of life and so excited to be there and just willing to do anything and really good. And because those 2 guys were from St. Louis, he got the job. And he's still with us now. And he has a master's degree, and he's making $500 a week or $600, whatever it is, but he's got his foot in the door on a great show with a great credit, and he'll just move up from there. Now he works on the set. He's like a set PA sometimes, and he's in his glory, and he's now learning, where do I want to go next? And if you go and you start too high, you can get lost, which could be not great, and it's not a good reference for any people that work with you and that kind of thing. I always liked watching from the lower places and just sort of seeing what people were doing. So when I had my opportunity, I was there.